Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia. Well, my game's going pretty well here, although very slow. I'm taking it really slow, and there's a lot more strategy involved when it gets down to this point where everybody starts to be at war. It's one thing when there's only a couple of countries at war, but it's quite another. Anyway, what you're looking at here is a player aid that I downloaded from AxisandAllies.org. If you're not a member of AxisandAllies.org, then you really should be, because there's all kinds of stuff on there. There's threads that talk about strategy, and people ask questions about rules, and not just for Axis and Allies, but also obviously for Global War 36, and for lots of other games. Like everybody's all excited about a Vietnam game that's coming out, that's on Kickstarter right now. But anyway, what you're looking at here is a player aid. This is not just for the Americans, like you see the American guy here. This is for all of the allies. Here, I'll get up close here so you can see. So I put these on the wall because, like, what I've been finding, what I'm doing is I'm constantly picking up cards and grabbing cards and looking, where's the American card? Okay, where's the British card? You know what I mean? Whereas here, it shows everybody. Like here, we got the Americans. Oh no, sorry, that's there's the column for the Chinese, a column for the Americans, column for the France, and the column for the Commonwealth, right? So you can see the different costs, and then so that's a quick way to do it. So I've got a little table here. You can put your box of units down, and then rather than running around looking for everything, there it is right there. And then like here's the victory points. Lots of information on here. There's the incomes, USA incomes, the special abilities. Each nation has special abilities, right? So there's these things on here, and then there's the wartime bonus income for the different nations of the Allies, country specific things. What happens on certain turns, special things that happen, and that's the one for the Allies. So let's just walk around over here. Okay, so there's the one for the common turn. Let's just take a close up here so you can see it. I was planning on downloading, I had downloaded, so another guy had done, there's 18 pages, and I tried to make that into a poster that I could put on the wall, but I was having trouble. I'm not an expert at doing that, right? Okay, so there's a counter. Anyway, I might still do it, but I don't want all my walls to be covered like this, right? And here's the Axis. And so this is what I was talking about when I was talking about doing my room, the new war room. And that is trying to turn these walls that are right beside you into some kind of advantage, right? And here's how to do that. Is like I'm not using this room for anything else other than these war games, right? So I can put these things on the wall, and I made them tried to make them look nice anyway, and so I can use them. Like here's another table over here, and there you go. I thought about putting one underneath that Russian one, and maybe I still will, I don't know. And then there's this one here. The same guy made this one. I think this was monks. And I'm sorry if I get that wrong. I don't think I did. I'll check that. But all of these things are on one thread. This is all the turn phases and all the things that happen in the turn phases. And you see this little mistake here. This is why I'll never work at Staples or any place like that. I was cutting wrong. Anyway, so all of these things, what happens on the different turn phases, right? Like first it lists all the turn phases up here. And then it's okay, this is what's on the first phase. When you're doing combat movement, this is what you do. And when you're doing combat, this is what you do. So that's going to be handy. You don't have to whip out the rule book every time. So I had to move my picture of Larry. Now he's up there. Had to move my Anzac hat. He's over there. And that's not all I got, actually. When I was, there's a good company here in Prince George. They were the ones that made my Axis and Allies map that I use. I don't go to Staples anymore. But I use these guys, and they're really good. And they know me. They see me, hey Brian, when I go in there, you know. So, and they print off everything. Like there's these things that I showed you before, and that's what the posters on the wall are made out of too. It's called Never Tear. I asked them what it's called, and like you could immerse this in water and it'd be good. So like these are really handy, and this is what you get when you download the rules and everything from Historical Board Gaming. So between the things that I've got on the wall and this reference card and then the country reference cards, because you might want to take a look, there's some specifics in there that might not be on the wall that I showed you, right? If you need more clarification, then you got these things. But like all the unit costs and everything, I don't have to pick it up for these anymore. I can just glance over at the wall. And most of them are the same. Not all of them, but most of them are the same. So, you know, like the attacks and defense are the same. The costs might be different. So you can just glance over at any of them and find out, you know, what a cruiser attacks or defends at, right? You don't really have to go find the one that pertains to you. Let me just grab something else here. I'll show you that I picked up. Just gonna set it down here. Okay, so made out of that same Never Tear stuff from AccessAndAllies.org, I downloaded this national production chart, and it's made out of the same stuff like that. Okay, so what? See that there's my magnetic board. Okay, so when I play Axis and Allies, I'll just stick this up here, right? And I've got another one that has the what is it? National objectives on it. And then there's these cards. Like I was using different cards, but I've got bigger boxes now. Like here, let me just show you the boxes. I used to use smaller boxes, and here's the France-China box. But these things now, because I've got bigger boxes, I can afford to use bigger pieces. I needed them so that they could fit in there, right? So there you go, like there's the American card, right? And so it fits in there nicely. And then I flip it around, and there's, you know, like the unit reference cards. This is for Axis and Allies, and there's the setup cards for the Americans. And I've got these for all of the nations, so that's pretty cool. And these are on AccessAndAllies.org as well. That's for Global 40, of course. That came. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you. Is just some of the player aids that are available. So the ones that I showed you that are on the wall, I believe there's 3 or 4 different people that are putting them out. And they're all in one thread, in the Global War thread. So I'm going to link to that thread, and you can go there and it's free to download them. I don't even think you need to be a member, but you should be a member. I mean, you got to be on there. But anyway, you can download any of the ones that you can download these ones, and there's other ones from other people. Rank Carcass has got some really nice ones. And they're different. Like he's got one with terrain modifiers and things like that. Like everybody's got their own style and decided to use different things. I chose to use these ones because I'm using the quick reference card. It's got the terrain modifiers on it. I may download some of the other ones as well. Actually, I've downloaded them all. I just haven't printed them all because this Never Tear stuff that I'm printing them on costs a little bit of money, right? And it costs also costs money to print them because they're all color and everything. I didn't want them in black and white, so it costs a lot of money to get this stuff done if you're doing it like I am. If you got your own printer though, and you don't mind just using paper, then no problem. There you go, right? It's pretty cheap for you to do. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you here, and I'll get back to my game here. There's the ones over there. There's the ones for the common term. So take care, everyone. General Hand Grenade out.